91.
Call is now being recorded.
All right, Brent Porcia at TopVelocity.net, and interviewing Eric Gutierrez. Did I say it right, Eric?
Yes, sir.
All right. And, you came down this fall and trained with us, went through the camp, and stayed and trained. Was it a couple of weeks? How long did you, I forgot how long did you stay? Was it a couple of weeks or a month?
Yeah, I was there for about a month and a half. I hit there a couple days after Thanksgiving, and I was there all the way about 3 or 4 days before Christmas.
Yeah, it was good. And I remember you came in actually before the camp, and you kind of just observed for the week, and then you took the camp. Yeah, well, and good. So I remember you coming through the camp, and you, I think you were telling me you hit what, 78? You said in the camp.
Yeah, when I hit the camp, I was at 78 miles an hour. It wasn't really a shock for me because I knew I had a lot of things that needed working on, and I also I knew a lot of it had to do with being in shape. And if you remember, I didn't exactly show up as the most in shape guy there.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, you and Alex, and but both of y'all worked out hard. I mean, like what, 25 pounds in 2 weeks? Y'all were going at it, man. I got to give it to you. So, and then of course you've made some big gains, and that's why I wanted to interview you. So why don't we start first with you kind of talking about for when you found, or what led you to the site and led you to coming down.
Well, what really led me to the site was, just word of mouth. There was actually a guy that I met in South Carolina in Myrtle Beach League, and he was, he was looking at a couple sites, and then it just kind of caught my eye, and then I started watching your videos on YouTube, and it was different. It was completely different from what I was used to hearing. So, my dad and I continue to do a little more research, and it took me a couple months to work up the courage. When I hit that, I first contacted you, and I was still a little leery about it. And it wasn't until I actually saw a couple miles an hour gains without ever seeing you before, and and that's when I knew this stuff was for real. So, it was just it was just crazy how you kind of figure out about that stuff, but I'm really happy I did.
Yeah, I mean, what were some of the things when you came down and you saw? Because I remember you came in, and not a lot of guys come in the week before, and you did that, and you were just observing, which was cool, and you were really picking everybody's brain who was training there, and just kind of talk about some of the things that really, or was there anything specific that kind of jumped out that just really opened your eyes to what we were doing and how different this is to your conventional training?
Well, it was the whole thing was completely different, and when you, especially going through the junior colleges that I've been through, when you cheat, all the pitcher workouts are just do some bands, do really lightweight stuff. Don't ever bench, because benching is the worst thing that can be done for you. And then, right when I walk in there, I see a couple guys benching. What really caught my eye more than anything else, though, was the explosiveness about it. The jumps, the running with the sled, the gassers, all that kind of stuff. You don't really think about it because a lot of the times they associate pitchers as non-athletes, but if you train hard like an athlete, you're going to become a legitimate, athlete. So that's what I really liked is, a lot of the explosiveness that, that I saw you guys do. And obviously I saw Kevin, doing squats with the chains on that, and, and then I see him, getting up there with a weighted vest doing pull-ups, and, that's just a whole nother level. That's something I've never seen before.
Right. Yeah, that was cool. I remember you kind of had that. Yeah, I mean, you were really open to it, but you did kind of have that shocked look on your face when you first came in, like, what the hell is going on here?
Oh yeah. I tried to downplay the heck out of that, but in my mind I was like, oh my Lord, what did I just sign up for?
Right. Well, good. So, I mean, what do you feel when you started having success with the program? What do you feel is brought you the gains that you've had so far? I mean, what parts of the program do you feel have been just really significant in helping you?
Well, for me especially, because I'm doing the 1X training. That's for the bigger guys to slim down, actually get your body in the position where you can actually apply that power and force. So for me, I would have to say the whole thing as a package, because you can lift until you can't lift another weight, but it does you no good if you don't have the core, if you don't have the conditioning for it. If you have all that strength and you can't go all the way down to the ground on a squat, it doesn't really do you too much good. So for me, when I started having success is when I stuck to all the parts of the program.
Yeah, that is key, man. Especially for someone like you, you're a big guy, and so you're mesomorphic, so you can actually pick up strength quick. It's not going to convert well if you don't have the explosiveness in there, and you don't have the mobility in there, and you don't have the motor coordination in there. It doesn't convert for you guys. So I think you're right. If you don't apply all the aspects of the program, then you're really going to you're not going to connect it all, and you're not going to see it convert on the mound. So, you still there? I think I might have lost you.
Oh no, I'm still here.
All right. So, talk about you. So, when did you start, or when did you make this big jump? You're telling me you've just been having some really good numbers on the gun. So, tell me what's been going on.
Well, it wasn't until we started off with practices again that when I got those couple of weeks of rest, I was starting to feel a little bit of my problem that I had is I would go up, down, and out, and a lot, and I found myself actually starting to get a little bit of coiling, and starting to actually get a little bit of torsion in that back leg, and I would say about mid-January is when I started sitting at about 85, 86, and I didn't really believe it, because we're inside, and when you're inside a big warehouse, those training facilities, everybody sounds like they throw 95 in there because of that lot of
right.
room. And the batters were just hitting live off of us one day, and I didn't even notice it, but they were gunning me, and this is about 2.5 weeks ago, and it was feeling really good. And afterwards the coach comes up to me and says, "Hey man, how do you feel?" I was like, I feel like I did all right. A couple things I could have done better, a couple things I really liked, but when you do the pitching, especially when you're doing those drills down there, you nitpick the hell out of everything. And they said, well, just continue doing that. It's like, oh, why? It's like, well, you just hit 89 about 3 times, and you're sitting 85 to 87. I was like, oh, wow.
That's awesome.
All
man.
right.
Yeah, that's a great feeling. I mean, it'd be cool if we would have popped that 9-0, but that's still awesome, man. I mean, that's a big jump for you. That's like you were saying, that's about 11 miles an hour. I mean, that's awesome. And, and this is when I get most of my testimonials is at this time. I've had already, you're my 3rd one so far this season, because this is when guys take all that off-season training and then they sync it up when they start applying all those throws as you start building your pins up and getting ready for the season. And then you actually get into the season and you start getting into your rotation and your arm really starts to pop. I mean, that's when your ball speed really starts to show up, because everything's kind of coming together, and you're starting to compete as well, and all these things are happening. So, I mean, this is common for me, and it's great to hear that it all came together for you. And it's just a testament that you obviously didn't slack off. You kept going with the program when you left, and it's paying off for you. And it's just now up to you to maintain it through the year. And you could obviously continue to even pick up some more through the year as you continue to throw more and even get better at some of your mechanics and just try to maintain what you have. Things will keep getting better.
Oh, definitely. I mean, and that's why I'm coming back in the summer, because, I was there for a month and, I saw games like this. So, I can only imagine, what it's going to be like when I do this all summer long. I do understand that it is going to be just as hard as it was when I first started, if not a little bit harder, because it's going to be a little more humid, but
it's gonna be 110 degrees, so be ready.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no.
It's a little bit different this summer.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So, but either way, it's something that I'm looking, as much as I'm looking forward to this season, I'm actually looking forward to the off season that much, because I now have a purpose with it, instead of just going into a summer league willy-nilly, just kind of just letting the days pass by. It's really nice to actually have a purpose about this sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy I found that.
Yeah. Well, man, it's great. And you've come in now, when we were doing all the measurements, measure mobility, performance data, I even got more stuff biomechanically that we can measure when you come down if you want it. It's some stuff that I'm doing for a big league team right now that I can put you through for the summer. And then also I got the new facility, man. You got to see it. It's ridiculous. You're
man, you do? Oh man. Yeah, cuz
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I've been talking to a couple of guys on my team, and they're real interested about it, cuz they'll see me doing the med ball throws, and then they'll see me do the throws afterwards, and they'll go over like, "Hey man, what are you doing?" Like, "Oh man, this is a secret. If you wanna learn how to do, you gotta go through the whole thing. I'm not just gonna give it up to you. You gotta earn it." So
exactly. Yeah, we initiate you down here, man.
Yeah, definitely. So I may be bringing a couple of guys down here this summer too, because there's some guys they really want to get better.
That's cool, man. Well, like I said, you're gonna love it. The new facility is up. That's where we're gonna do all our throws and running and shit. But the old facility is now gonna be all platforms for all our Olympic training and everything. So you're gonna love it, man. It's pretty cool.
Can't wait.
All right, dude. Well, I appreciate you doing this, and just keep working hard, man. I mean, unfortunately, it's not something that once you get there, you can just ride it out. You really got to keep working hard to keep it and keep getting better. So just keep working hard, man, and it'll pay off.
Yeah, man. I mean, I appreciate everything that you've done for me. That's this kind of stuff. It's just dumb luck that I stumbled upon it. You went through the trial of just kind of learning all that stuff for that long. So
Right.
I feel real honored to for you to pass that on to me, and I'm just trying to put it in the best way that I can.
Well, hey, man, I mean, your success is helping guys like you is why I do it. So I'm glad you're having good success with it. So keep it up, and we're here to help. So let me know if you need anything, and we'll be ready to have you down here this summer, man.
All right, definitely, man. Thanks a bunch.
All right, Eric, appreciate it, man. We'll talk soon.
All right, see you.